Chapter 6 Wireless Wide Area Networks or WWAN. Alright. So the chapter contain 6.1 Wireless WAN overview, 6.2 Cellular Network Concept, Cellular untuk network concept yang kita pakai dekat phone kan. I mean 6.3 1G until 5G networks. Alright, so in between kita akan tengok 6.4 GSM, what is GSM, GPRS, UMTS, LTE. LTE saya rasa semua orang belum dengar kan, LTE and 5G. And lastly 6.5 propagation effects and handoff. After this chapter, okay, after complete this chapter, students should be able to define the concept of wireless WAN, and students should be able to explain the cellular network concept. And after complete this chapter, students also should be able to discuss the evolution of wireless technology, GSM, GPRS, 1G until 5G, and students should be able to describe how propagation effects and handoff, okay, and handoff take place in wireless WANs. Okay, this is a wireless standard yang kita dah belajar WPAN, and sekarang kita masuk WLAN. Sebelum ni kita chapter 5 WLAN, and then kita masuk WWAN. Okay, satu lagi dia ada WMAN kan, wireless MAN, iaitu WiMAX kan, right. Okay. So dia punya IEEE standard dia ada 16E untuk nomadic, 20 untuk mobile, 21 untuk handoff, 22 untuk WLAN. Alright. So WWAN is the wireless wide area network lah. Okay, wireless wide area network, and the only thing is that the connectivity is wireless. It provides regional, nationwide, and global wireless coverage where WAN can be wired or wireless. The WWAN connection are completely wireless. In our day-to-day life, we are using the WWAN of different sizes, and depending on its delivery of telephonic calls, web pages, and streaming video, data sharing occurs. Kan? Saya pergi 7E baru ni. Dekat depan kaunter tu ada U-Mobile SIM card 5G, RM10 je. Maksudnya U-Mobile dah enablekan 5G. Cuma kamu kena ada handset 5G lah. Handset kamu sekarang 5G ke tak? Handset lama lagi. Handset lama masih 4G kan?
Saya pun 4G.
Lepas tu kamu beli U-Mobile coverage 5G kat mana yang U-Mobile tawarkan. So kena tengok website dia lah. Kan, kalau balik kampung mungkin tak ada lah. Kampung jangan kata 5G, 4G pun belum tentu ada kan. Kan?
Betul.
Jangan kata kampung, bandar pun tak ada kan. Alright, so macam itulah, depending on its delivery of telephonic calls, web pages, streaming video, data sharing occurs. Okay, WLAN wireless local area network differs from WWAN technology wise. For example, when WLAN use Wi-Fi to connect and transfer data, WWAN use telecommunication cellular network technologies such as 2G, 3G, 4G, LTE, and 5G to transfer data. Alright. So 5G mungkin akan ada nanti macam 4G, LTE, 5G apa-apa mungkin ada. Mungkin LTF ke kan, ataupun MKH ke. MKH tahu apa? Tak tahu, tak apalah. Tu saya cipta sendiri term kan. Mungkin dia adalah 5G nanti macam 4G LTE. Alright, so connection example, WLAN connection example in the local area network. You can get access to the internet through Wi-Fi. So you can use Wi-Fi in a room or the office. But if you want to go outside on the road, on any part, on any part, then you can connect to the internet through 3G or 4G internet. Wi-Fi has more internet speed than cellular network connectivity. Okay. Features of WWAN, thanks to gigabit LTE, the speed is faster. It is based on ITT640 2.16 standard. As a distance increases, the throughput will decrease and vice versa. WWAN also covers a wide geographical area. It has better performance. WWAN use cellular network. So characteristic of WWAN, reduced transmission speed as compared to physical connection. WWAN connection are completely wireless. On increase of distance, decrease of throughput occur and vice versa. So getting faster due to gigabit class LTE. As WWAN has only wireless connection, it is reliably expensive than WAN connections. So WWAN provides the best quality than WLAN because of its 128-bit encryption. Advantages of WWAN. WWAN is more convenient to use and has fewer signal problem in telecommunication networks. So diverse, cost-effective backup for data application, flexible with cloud management, deploying and relocating, a quick deployment for new applications because it has better mobility than WAN, and global wireless coverage. So saya ada pergi rumah saya dengan rumah kawan lecturer sama lecturer kan. Cuma saya pakai Unify kan. Dia pakai Unify, pakai WLAN lah kan. Betul. Tapi dia kat rumah dia pakai Digi, dia tak pakai Unify. So maksudnya dia pakai WWAN lah. Kan. Dia daripada Digi. Dalam rumah tu mungkin WLAN lah kan. Okay, so saya pakai WAN Unify tapi wireless saya dengan baru saya buat WLAN kan. So dia boleh direct dengan Digi kan, Digi, dan dia boleh share lah. Kan ada bila share jadi macam WLAN balik lah. Kan asalnya dia boleh direct pakai WWAN lah kan. 4G LTE kan. Laju jugalah. Kan. Dapat laju jugalah. Dalam berapa lah? 300 kot. 300 megabit per second LTE boleh dapat kan? Ni kamu check Digi nanti. Disadvantage of WWAN, replacement of lost WWAN may be costly. And then to maintain the reliable network connectivity because chances of connection interruption is high. Okay, tu beza dia lah. WWAN can be limited due to mobile devices network only. So to be a cost-effective solution is a challenge. So decreased throughput during large coverage area. WWAN ensures perfectly good performance until interrupted by an external agents like bad climate. Alright, so untuk next kita pergi pada 6.2 cellular network. A cellular network is a radio network distributed over LAN through cells, includes a fixed location transceiver known as base station. Okay, BS, base station. So cell together provide radio coverage over larger geographical area. So UE are user equipment such as mobile phones, laptops and etc enables you keep moving through cells during transmission. So cellular network maintains information for tracking the location. The base station is responsible for monitoring the level of the signal. So when the user move away from the geographical coverage area of the base station, the signal may fall. So base station makes a request to the MSC to transfer the control to another base station. A typical cell site offers a geographical coverage of between 9 to 21 miles. So nama pun cellular. So what is a cell? Cell sebenarnya kalau kamu tengok ni dah bentuk honeycomb kan. Dah bentuk hexagon lah, 6 juga kan. Polygon dia hexagon. So tiap-tiap satu ni dipanggil cell. Sebab tu dipanggil cellular. Cellular networks are radio networks consisting of several transmitters. So each transmitter or base station covers a certain area which is called a cell. each cell can vary from tens of meters to several kilometers. So cell is a geographical area covered by an antenna in the center. Tiap-tiap satu sel ni macam mana kita nak tahu dia satu sel? So satu sel ni mesti ada satu menara ni kan, satu menara pencawang ni kan, area ni kan. Kan antenna ni. Alright. So kita ada antenna. Tak kisahlah bentuk dia macam mana kan. Ada yang bentuk piramid segitiga macam Eiffel Tower ni kan. The shape of a cell is influenced by the environment. So buildings and usually neither has circular or no perfect circle. So even though this is the usual way of drawing them. So kenapa kita tak lukis bulat terus? So sebab ni lah. Okay. So quote by Cellular 2003. Ni contoh dekat mana? Dekat Mesir ya. Kan Palestin, Jordan. Masa ni ada Palestin lagi, tak ada Israel kan. Saudi Arabia, Suez Canal, terusan Suez kan. Laut Merah. Okay, so ni contoh dia. Alright. Kita nak gambarkan ada berapa banyak sel, so kita letak lah. Okay, the core idea of the cellular concept, the core idea that led to today's system was the cellular concept. Okay, what is cellular concept? So, mana ni? Okay, the concept is a multiple lower power base station that service mobile users within their coverage area and hand off users to neighboring base station as users move. So together base station tessellate the system coverage area. Okay, thus instead of one base station covering an entire city, the city was broken up into cells or smaller coverage area. So each of these smaller coverage area had its own lower power base station. So user phone in one cell communicate with the base station in that cell. Okay, so covered area are tessellated in cell. Okay, one antenna per cell. So cell are controlled by mobile switching center or what we call as MSC. So a mobile communication with one or sometimes two antennas. Okay, so cells are modeled as hexagons. Cells interfere with each other to increase the capacity of the network, increase the number of cells. Okay, so maksudnya dia adalah satu network. Kalau kita macam tempat kita ada banyak network kan, ada Maxis, ada Celcom, ada Digi. Kita ambil satu je. Okay. Contohnya Maxis. So Maxis kita kena kumpulkan Maxis punya tower. Kan ada satu tower yang ada lebih daripada satu kan. So maksudnya yang itu ke network lain. Kan. Contohnya Digi kan. So Digi sajalah. Ni semua Digi. Kan. Okay. Kalau kita nak buat contoh Celcom saja semua. Right. Okay, so three core principles. Number one is small cell tessellate coverage area. Number two is frequency reuse, and third core principle is user handoff. So as they move from one cell to another. Okay, tessellation. Okay, tessellate. Kalau kamu tengok cerita Avengers ni tessellate kan? Mana dengar? Tak cerita Avengers, cerita Thor kan? Kan cerita Thor yang first tu pun dah ada tessellate kan? Tessellate, kalau Melayu panggil tessellate kan? Some group of small regions tessellate a large region if they cover the large region without any gaps or overlaps. There are only 3 regular polygons that tessellate any given region. So 3 regular polygons that always tessellate is equilateral triangle, square and regular hexagon. Triangle macam ni, square ataupun hexagon. A tessellation is created when a shape is repeated over and over again covering a plane without any gaps or overlap. So macam triangle dia boleh tessellate, square boleh tessellate, kan? Kalau apa nama bulat susah kan, circle susah kan? Macam mana dia nak tessellate kan? Sebab dia ada lopong banyak kan? Dia ada gap kan. Right? So kalau ada gap, dia tak boleh terselit lah kan. Right. Okay, 3 bentuk tadi. Triangle, square dengan hexagon. Shape of cell. So kalau guna square, with this cell has 4 neighbors at distance D and 4 at distance. Okay, square root 2, okay, kali dengan D. So better if all adjacent antennas equidistant. So simplifies choosing and switching to new antenna. Kalau hexagon pula, so it provide equidistant antennas. So radius defined as radius of circumcircle. So distance from center to vertex equal length of side. So dia lebih macam bulat kalau hexagon ni. So kalau kita nak kira distance between hand centers of cell radius, kita boleh kena guna yang bulat lah ataupun guna pakai radius. Kan, kena ada pi lah kat sini. Okay. Radius equal to the square root 3 and then kali dengan radius ataupun kali dengan R. Okay, darab dengan R. Alright. So not always precise hexagons and topographical limitation, local signal propagation condition and location of antenna. That's why kita pakai hexagon. Kita nak kira daripada square. Kan? Nampak? Dia nampak macam bulat sikit kan. Alright. Square pattern dengan hexagon pattern. Okay, so kalau kita tengok, sepatutnya kita buat bulat macam ni lah kan. Circular coverage area, original cellular system was developed assuming base station antennas are omnidirectional. For example, they transmit in all direction equally. So dia nampak macam bulat. Tapi bila bulat macam mana nak buat tessellation kan? Betul tak? Okay, so kita tukarkan dia konsep guna hexagon ataupun bentuk honeycomb kan. Untuk madu lebah kan. Okay. Users located outside some distance to the base station receive weak signal. So result base station has circular coverage area. So dia ada weak signal dengan strong signal. Lagi jauh keluar daripada dia punya bulatan ni kita panggil weak signal. Okay. Kalau dalam bulatan ni kita panggil strong signal. Okay. Circle don't tessellate. Those ideally base station have identical circular coverage area, so problem circle do not tessellate. Nah, ni problem statement dia kat sini. Kan? Okay, the most circular of the regular polygons that tessellate is the hexagon. So those early researchers started using hexagon to represent the coverage areas of base station. For example, a cell. So sebenarnya bentuk dia yang kita imagine dia bukanlah bentuk hexagon betul. Kita imagine dia adalah dia dalam circular coverage area. Okay, tapi sebab kita nak combine dia susah. So kita researcher masa dulu awal-awal dulu dah pilih hexagon. Right, that's why cell dalam bentuk hexagon. Okay. So jangan kata betul ke, kalau betul-betul susahlah sebab benda tak nampak kan. So that mean kalau kata luar daripada hexagon tu kita akan assume akan ada weak signal. Okay, so that's why kita namakannya sebagai cellular. Since the network resembles cells from a honeycomb, the name cellular was used to describe the resulting mobile telephone network. So with hexagonal coverage area, a cellular network is drawn as macam ni. Kan, senang. Okay, dalam tengah-tengah dia ada base station. Okay, and then kita nak kira pun senang. So for example, kita nak kira frequency reuse factor. Okay, frequency reuse factor is number of subscribers who can use the same set of frequencies or channels in non-adjacent cell at the same time in the small area or city. Is dependent on the total numbers of cell in the area. So number of simultaneous user is called the frequency reuse factor. The frequency reuse factor ni adalah simultaneous users, berapa orang kan yang boleh pakai serentak. Okay, kita panggil dia FRS ataupun frequency reuse factor. Okay, so macam mana nak kira? So kita akan ambil total of full duplex channel in the area and then bahagi dengan total number of full duplex channels in a cell. N divide by C. N tu total number of full duplex channel in the area. C is total number of full duplex channels in a cell. So frequency use adjacent cell assign different frequency to avoid interference or crosstalk. So objective is to reuse frequency in nearby cells, 10 to 50 frequency assigned to each cell. Okay, dalam satu sel ada 10 ke 50 frekuensi. So transmission power control to limit power at the frequency escaping to adjacent cell. So the issue is to determine how many cells must intervene between two cells using the same frequency. Okay, so channel ataupun frequency assignment strategies. So kita ada dua, satu fixed and satu lagi dynamic. So untuk fixed, each cell is allocated a predetermined set of channel. For dynamic, each time a call required is made, the serving base station requires a channel from the MSC. Macam kata kat rumah kita, telefon rumah kamu ada pakai telefon rumah. Kita panggil dia fixed lah kan. Untuk dynamic tak. Dia bila ada call request baru kita akan serve. Okay. So note kat bawah tu ada kecil tu. Okay. So 50 frequency channel per set if cluster size is 7. So this mean appropriately 7 kali 50 dalam 350 channels per provider. So kalau kita bahagi dapat balik kan 350. Okay. So kalau kita bahagi dengan 50 dapat 7 atau membagi dengan 7 dapat 50 kan. Alright. So in characterizing frequency use, the following parameters are commonly used. Okay. Yang kita tengok tadi D besar, D besar ada dua, D ada dua, satu besar satu kecil. Kan, D besar adalah minimum distance between centers of cell that use the same band of frequency or called co-channel. Okay, capital D is minimum distance between centers of cell that use the same band of frequency or what we call as co-channel. Alright, so R kita dah tengok tadi. So R adalah radius of cell kan, sebab kita pakai macam circle kan. And then D kecil, okay. Lower D is distance between centers of adjacent cell ataupun D equal to square root 3, okay, times R kali dengan R ataupun darab dengan R. Punca kuasa 2, punca kuasa 3, punca kuasa 2 untuk 3, macam mana sebab? 3 punca kuasa 2, macam tu kan? Kalau matematik bahasa Melayu, punca kuasa 2, 3, kan sebut itu kan? Kan? Square root 3, okay, times R ataupun darab dengan R. Darab dengan radius. So N adalah number of cell in repetitious pattern ataupun reuse factor. So each cell in pattern use a unique band of frequency. Alright. So macam ni lah dapat dalam lebih 7 cell reuse cluster. Okay, D besar ni reuse distance daripada satu yang reuse distance sampai reuse distance. F, number F ni, F1, F2, F3, F4 adalah set of frequency. So kita ada 7 ni kan, 7 set of frequency. Okay, ni contoh lain. Yang contoh tadi yang ni kan, belah kiri ni kan. Reuse pattern sama dengan 7. Kalau reuse pattern sama dengan 4, nampak? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 4. Kan? Antara ni dengan sini, satu dengan satu ni dipanggil circle with radius D. Kan? Ini kalau bawah ni lagi kecil. So, N sama dengan 19. Kan? Kamu kira lah dapat 19. Alright. Daripada titik hitam ni ke titik hitam ni akan dapat 16. Okay. So, reduce distance equal to square root 3n. Square root 3n. Okay. Times dengan R. Kena punya kuasakan punya kuasa 3n dulu, baru kali dengan R. Dia tak boleh kali semua dulu baru punya kuasa 2 kan, tak dapat ni. Okay. So D per R reuse factor is D per R equal to square root 3n kan, 3n. Clustering of area. So cell radius will differ in size depending on expected density of users. So real coverage of a cell is often different from idealized mode. So ideal coverage pattern would generate no holes and no cell superposition. Okay. So untuk cluster formation, geometry of a hexagon is such that the numbers of cells per cluster can only have values that satisfy the equation n equal to I squared times I times j plus I times j plus j squared. Ni macam kita belajar apa dulu? Apa nama term dalam matematik? Saya dah lupa dah. Dulu cakap sangat nanti tu kan. Samaan ke ni? Masa tak ingat dah ni. Ini kali ni kan. I kali dengan J kan. I kan. I tambah J kan. Kali I tambah J kali I tambah J kan. Okay. So where n number of cells per cluster. So process of finding tier with nearest co-channel cells or first tier is move one cell through the center of successive cells to turn 60 degrees in a counterclockwise direction. So kita move. Okay, so move J cell through or forward through the center of successive cell. Right. So cells are organized into cluster. For example, cluster size equal to 7, n sama dengan 7. So those cluster size are 1, 3, 4, 7, 9, 12, 13, 16, 19, 21 are possible. With decreasing of cluster size, the capacity of the network increase, but the interference will increase. Okay. Maksudnya ada pro ada con lah. Decreasing cluster size of the capacity of the network akan increase, but the interference will increase too. Kan? Ataupun trade off. Okay, so contoh paling mudah kita pakai cluster size of 7. Assume a cluster size of 7. This means that the total 395 voice channels are divided into group of 7. So those each cell has about 56 voice channels saja. So this is the most number of users that can be supported in a cell, roughly 10 square miles in normal environment. So this may or may not be sufficient based on the distribution of users. Okay, to see what a system with cluster size of 7 look like, so color a cell with color 1. Okay, so kita color 1. So this cell is drawn as a hexagon, has 6 neighbors. So semua color lain-lain. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So semua color line on different using different color. So now repeat this through to get the overall reuse pattern. Contoh kita buat coloring ni. So maksudnya dia satu tempat kan. Satu kelompok ataupun satu cluster kepada satu cluster. What if we had a smaller cluster? So now consider a system with a cluster of 4. Kalau 4 kecil kan. So then the number of voice per channel per set is 395 bahagi 4. So akan dapat lebih lagi banyak kan. So which is roughly 98. So thus in theory we can hold more users per set in this were true. But there is a problem with a cluster size. Kalau kita bagi 5. So interfering set are closer by when cluster size is smaller. Walaupun number kita lebih banyak, tapi interference pun lebih banyak juga, kan? Okay, if interference size are closer, then the total interference power will be larger. With higher interference power, the quality of the speech signal will deteriorate. So to reduce the interference power, we can make the cells larger. With larger cell, the number of user covered per unit are reduced. So bilangan yang boleh guna semakin kurang lah, tapi kita punya interference kita pun kurang. So the gain total number of users supported of the smaller cluster size is not as high as we think. Alright, so now we continue with directional antenna. Okay, so one way to get more capacity, use a number of user while maintaining same size is to use directional antenna. So assume antenna which radiates on not in all direction or 360 degrees but rather in 120 degrees only. So with 120 degrees antenna, we draw the cell as ada antenna, ada apa? 120 kali 3 360 kan? So ada 3 antenna sini. Satu sel tu ada 3 antenna kan? Ada tengah-tengah base station. So because this directional antenna only receive signal in particular direction, the amount of interference power they receive assuming a cluster size of 7 is reduced by 1/3. Okay, with less interference power, the speech quality is much better than it needs to be. So we can reduce the cluster size or increase interference power and still have good good speech quality. So try and show that in system with 120 degree antenna, the cluster size can be as small as 3. So this allows more users to be supported while keeping cell size fixed. Because of the benefit offered by 120 degrees antenna, they are most readily used by base station tower. So dekat base station kamu ada antenna. Dia ada satu pecawan tu ada 3 tempat, 3 mahala kan. Mana tadi gambar ni? Kan, dia mahala 3 tempat. Dia pergi sana. Allah. Mahala situ, mahala ke sini. Dan mahala ke sini. So kalau kamu tengok dalam clustering ni, lebih kurang sama je. Dia mahala situ. So kalau kata kita punya pecawang tu, so kat sini akan ada antena lah. Satu ke sini, satu lagi ke belakang, satu lagi dekat sini. So dia nampak 3 lah. Hey. Sorry, batuk lagi lah. Tak hilang batuk ni. Lama tau, sebelum puasa kan. Ada gambar senang, nampak? Kan?
Nampak.
Okay. 1, 2, 3. Dah satu ni pula ada pair pula kan? Belakang ni ada pair, ni pula ada pair. Kat tower tu ada antena. Atau kita call as 3 sector. 120 degrees antenna tower. Alright, so continue. Dia dah lukis dah kan, okay. Kalau banyak-banyak tu sebenarnya benda lain sama. Bukan kata ni, kita fokus satu je. Maksudnya dalam satu tiang ni mungkin ada macam saya kata tadi, ada Celcom, ada DG, kan, ada Maxis. So provider kita fikir yang satu saja. Okay. Mungkin nampak banyak kan, dia cuma macam tumpang ataupun sewa lah. Sewa satu menara. Okay. So antenna for mobile base station, so boleh letak dekat roof ataupun transmission tower kan. Yang ni yang paling biasa kita tengok kan. Ataupun kita boleh tengok satu tiang saja kan. Ataupun semua base station. Dulu dekat surau Jasin dulu kan dia letak satu pole panjang ini je kan. Kan semua base station. Ataupun boleh letak dekat roof atas bumbung kan. Dulu WiMAX, saya waktu zaman WiMAX mula-mula dulu tengok building tinggi-tinggi dia ada pasang on building roof. Okay, so cell towers occasionally local zoning law, okay, ada prevent towers from being put up. So they have to be camouflage. Jadi macam apa, apa tu apa? Macam iguana kan, dia boleh menyamar kan. Nampak macam pokok kan contohnya, tapi siapa tak kenal kan. Kan siapa tak kenal. Dia buat macam pokok. Kan. Ni dia buat macam dengan apa nama menara dekat tu kan. Padahal dia adalah antena. Camouflage dah sangat kan. Alright. Soalan final selalunya akan tanya macam ni lah. Okay. So frequency you use example. Tolong approve Ustaz. Kamu pun masuk tu. Right. Assume a system of 32 cells with a cell radius of 1.6 km. So a total frequency bandwidth that support 336 traffic channels and a reuse factor of n equal to 7. So height equal to 5 kali dengan punca kuasa 2, 3. Okay. Square root 3. Okay. Times 1.6. So akan dapat 13.9 km. Okay, soalan akan tanya, if there are 32 total cells, determine the following A1 or 1, what geographic area is covered? So, kamu akan jawab cell area. Okay, so yang pertama ni dia akan tanya what geographic area is covered. Okay, so yang pertama adalah cell area dengan cover area. So, akan dapat dalam 6.65 km square kan, kilometer persegi. Dalam bentuk ni lah, kali kan, panjang darat lebar dapat persegi kan. Second, how many channel are there per cell? How many channel are there per cell? Bahagi je lah, 336 bagi 7 akan dapat 48 channel per cell. So last, what is the total number of concurrent call that can be handled? Total channel capacity dapat kali semua, 32 kali 48 dapat 1536 channel. So ingat balik dia punya macam mana nak kira width tu kan, cell radius, okay, D apa, R apa, and Q sama apa, and then dia ingat balik kita punya formula kita kan. Alright. Okay. So soalan yang kedua, kalau pakai 64 cell pula, and then cell radius 0.8 km. Okay, frequency bandwidth support 336 traffic and reuse factor n sama dengan 7. So kamu kira head akan dapat 13.9. So soalan yang sama tadi, cell area dengan cover area dapat 1.663 km square. Cover area 106.24 km square. So untuk channel per cell bahagi 36 bahagi 7 dapat 48 sama. And then channel akan dapat lebih lah, 64 times 48 ada 3072 channel. Beza dengan tadi yang kecil dengan besar kan. Kan nampak? Kan? Alright. Okay. So figures show a high view of cellular communication network. So the cellular network is comprised of many cells that typically cover 10 to 20 miles in area. So the user communicate within a cell through wireless communication. Okay, base station tadi base station lah. Ini base transceiver station ataupun BTS, ataupun yang penyanyi itu kan, BTS kan. It's accessed by the mobile units in each cell by using wireless communication. Bolehlah BTS K-pop pun boleh. One BTS is assigned to each cell. Regular cable communication channels can be used to connect the BTS to MSC yang tadi. Dia akan connect dengan MSC, maksudnya dekat sana lah, mobile switching center kan, di center dekat mana. Okay, so nanti akan ada belajar lagi apa HLR dengan VLR. Okay, kalau nak pergi ke public telefon biasa ataupun direct ke mobile phone yang lain, ataupun nak pergi dekat network lain. Contohnya Celcom nak call DG. So dia akan sampai dekat Celcom MSC dulu, and then dia akan bercakap dengan MSC sebelah DG pula. Right. Okay, so kalau BS base station, BTS base transceiver station. So it accessed by the mobile units in each cell by using wireless communication. One BTS is assigned to each cell. So MSC ataupun Mobile Telecommunication Center ataupun MTSC. So dia adalah heart of cellular networks. So determines the destination to the call received from BTS and route it to a proper site either by sending it to another BTS or to a regular telephone network. So kita akan dekat MSC tadi ada SLR, home location register, and then VLR adalah visitor location register. Kan. Okay, the home location register is the reference database for subscriber parameters. Actually, HLR having all the detail in like customer ID, customer number, billing detail, and prepaid with IN intelligent network has detail of current recharge of prepaid users. So far, it's very complex. Kan, kita duduk dalam network kita dan database kita semua ada simpan kat situ, billing kita sekali. And then kita keluar daripada tempat kita akan jadi visitor, VSR pula kan, VLR. So various identification numbers and address are stored as well as authentication parameters. This information is entered into the database by the network provider when a new subscriber is added to the system. The SLR database contains the master database of all the subscribers to a GSM, PLM, and so the basic parameters stored in the SR are listed below. Subscriber ID, current subscriber VLR, supplementary service subscriber, okay, ada caller tone, missed call, alert, any other services, etc. So subscriber status, register or deregistration, deregistered, authentication key, AUC functionality, and mobile subscriber roaming number. Okay, untuk VLR adalah contain a copy of more the data stored at the HLR. It is however temporary. Okay, VLR ni digunakan temporary data which exists for only as long as the subscriber is active in the particular area covered by the VLR. So dia akan ambil daripada HLR sebab kita pergi outstation kan. Okay, and then dia akan copy daripada HLR kan. Okay. Tapi dia tak letak semualah macam billing apa semua tadi ada kan. So VLR database therefore contain some duplicate data as well as more precise data relevant to the subscriber remaining within the VLR coverage. Here coverage means the status of customer or last leg location area are code updating. So the VLR provides a local database for the subscribers whether they are physically located within the PLMN. This may or may not be the home system. So this function eliminates the need for excessive and time-consuming reference to the home HLR database. So the additional data stored in the VLR is listed as listed below: location, area identity, temporary mobile subscriber identity, mobile station roaming numbers, and mobile status sama ada busy, free, no answering. So kalau kata kita buat roaming selalunya inilah jadi kan bila ada kita roaming kat mana-mana kan. So both HLR and VLR handle the subscriber administration activity within network while HLR handle the subscriber administration activity within the network while VLR support the mobility function and other dynamic information about the subscriber. So the information about a subscriber is replicated in SLR and VLR to achieve faster location search which begin from VLR and ends in HLR in entry is not found in the VLR. So VLR data are not used for any administrative purpose. It mainly serves as a location identifier saja. Okay. Okay, how cellular phone works? Okay, quick look. Each cell in cellular network is assigned a band of frequency. In general, 10 to 50 frequency are assigned per cell. The allocated frequency are divided into two types of channel. Sama ada control channel ataupun traffic channel. Ada dua jenis saja. Control channel is used to set up the maintain call and traffic channel used to carry voice and data traffic. For the sake of simplicity, let us assume that each channel is assigned a unique frequency and that one user can only use one channel. For example, if the recipient of a cell is subdivided into 30 traffic channel, but only 30 users sahaja can talk simultaneously. So user 31 is blocked and get a busy signal. Itu nak bagi contoh bagi senang faham lah. Kan? Padahal tidaklah, takkan 30 saja kan. So the user turns on the phone and scan for the strongest control signal. Okay, masa ni kita panggil user initiation kan. Initiate lah kan. It detects and selects the BTS with the strongest control signal as its home cell. In most cases, a user is assigned to the closest BTS. So the selected BTS informs the MSC about location of the user. The MSC then registers the user in a directory to indicate its location. Okay. And then selepas initiation, kita akan cellular call. The cellular user place a call, the BTS find a free traffic channel and then routes the call to the MSC for call setup. So the MSC finds and pages the call user by using the location services. So the call user's BTS receive the page and use it setup control channel to be scanned by the mobile units. So the mobile units detect its number when it scan the setup channel and respond to its BTS to accept the call. So the BTS now inform the MSC of the call acceptance. The MSC determine that a free traffic channel is available on both sides and enable the call. If free traffic channel are not available, the users get a busy signal. So dah pakai telefon lama ni, Sony Ericsson. Kamu pernah pakai macam ni dulu. Okay, so handphone nak cakap dengan BTS atau BS. So cellular user place a call, so BTS find a free traffic channel dulu. So ada. Okay, so dia pakai F1. Kalau bukan, tak ada. F2 occupied. Kan? Okay, so sampailah F30. Katakanlah 30. So boleh. Kan 30 free dia pakai. So dia akan okay, so dapat kat mana ni? Bulat dia kat mana? Cellular to cellular call. Okay, kat sini. Ini kan. Okay. Oh, salah. Dia ada garisan lain. Kat sini rupanya, kat sini. Kita bawa paste dekat sini kan. Saya dah masuk sini sebab saya ikut bulat ni. Okay. So daripada BSC dengan antenna baru kan. Okay, kemudian daripada antenna pergi MSC. Alright, so BTS route the call to the MSC call setup. So ni kat mana? Tengah-tengah ni, antara ni lah. BSC dengan MSC. Base station dengan MSC. And then MSC akan cari dekat SLR dulu. Kalau tak jumpa, dia akan tengok dengan VLR. Okay, VLR, SLR dengan VLR. Ni kat mana? Sini. Okay, MSC dengan database SLR ataupun VLR. Kalau jumpa, so dia akan jumpa. Okay, katakanlah person yang nak call tu ada dekat Shah Alam. So dia akan cari dekat BTS Shah Alam. MSC akan cari and then dia akan sambungkan ke telefon tersebut. Alright, so dah sampai kat Shah Alam. Boleh? Okay, and dia patah balik. BTS now inform the MSC of the call acceptance. Shah Alam pun dah beritahu, dah boleh call. So MSC determine that a free traffic channel is available on both sides and enable the call. If free traffic channel are not available, the users get a busy signal. Okay. Kalau kita call kepada telefon rumah pula. Kan? The cellular user place a call, the BTS find a free traffic channel and then route the call to the MTSO for call setup. Sama macam cell to cell juga kan. So the MTSO find the call is user is not part of the cellular network by looking into its directory SLR, VLR, tak ada. So MTSO direct call to PSTN ataupun sistem telefon rumah kamu lah. Kalau kita di dalam Malaysia hanya line telekom saja kan. So PSTN kita use for regular telephone call. So itu pun sekarang dah pakai ADSL lah kan. Kan? Tak pakai PSTN lagi ya. Tapi sistem tu kita panggil PSTN lah. Kan? ADSL ni macam contoh kita pakai streaming tu kan. Tapi dia ada telefon juga kan. Right? So the call will respond to the telephone switch to the accept call. Okay. So ini contoh dia 1, 2 connection request, 3, 4. 1, 2 connection request, 3, 4 akan security check. 5, 8 check resource ataupun circuit. And then 9, 10 akan setup call. Okay, 5 hingga 8, 5, 6, 7, 8 kan. Okay, untuk setup circuit. Untuk setup free circuit. Okay, kita tengok contoh. Okay, mula-mula kat situ kan. Sama macam dengan cellular juga. Okay, call. Sampai nak jumpa kosong. 30 baru kosong kan. Okay. Free traffic. So, dia boleh bercakap dengan MSC. BTS dengan MSC. So, BTS route the call to the MSC for call setup. And then, daripada MSC akan tanya SLR. Ataupun VLR. Tak ada kan? And then tak ada. Looking in directory tak ada. So, dia akan cari dalam PSTN. Nampak? Dan gateway, dia ada gateway ya. Alright. So, dia akan pergi ke laju sangat. Okay. So, dia akan ada gateway dan terus pergi ke sistem apa nama streaming pula dah. Telekom kita kan. Komersial. Okay, the PSTN user place a call, PSTN determine that the call number is not part of the PSTN and route the call to the appropriate MSC for call setup. This implies that PSTN and cellular network operator have to know about each other and route call between them. Ni terbalik. Kalau telefon rumah nak telefon kepada handphone. Telefon rumah nak telefon kepada handphone. So the MSC find and pages the call user by using the location services. The call user's BTS receive the page and use its setup control channel to be scanned by full mobile unit. The call mobile unit detect its number when it scan the setup channel and respond to BTS to accept the call. So the TS now inform the MSC of the call acceptance. The MSC determine that a free traffic channel is available on both sides and enable the call. If the free traffic channel are not available, the user get a BD signal. Tak ada gambar. Ini terbalik lah. Daripada PSTN nak pergi ke handphone kan. Kan step 1 calling, step 2 forwarding, and then step 3 ada call setup dengan SLR, tak ada pergi VLR kan, tak ada pergi VLR, and then forward balik JS MSC to JMSC. Okay, nombor 6 kan. Patah balik sini. And then forward call to current MSC. Baru dia pergi dekat MSC. Okay. Get current status. Sekali lagi saya mark dengan VLR. And then paging ada lagi ya. 9, 10. 10, 11 paging. Dan sampai 10. Paging and then MS answer. Security check pun ada. And then setup connection. Last sekali setup connection. Kat sini. Okay. Kita tengok pergerakan dia daripada PSTN. Terbalik dia ke sana pula. Kan. Ke sana pula. Tadi dari sini ke sini kan. Okay. Dia tak pergi. Okey. Apa cerita Bugatti ni? Terbalik. Tak bagi. Next. Okay. Kenapa tak boleh ya? Oh, keyboard saya rosak punya. Tak nak pergi, tak apa. Klik kanan yang ni. Okay. Daripada tadi sana tepi ni, sekarang dekat tengah. Jadi kat tengah PSTN gateway kat MSC akan cari dekat SLR. Okay. Oh, ni contoh panjang lah. The person in Barcelona, Spain. Panjang lah. Okay, next. Tak boleh pakai next. Kena pakai sini. Okay. Ni dekat-dekat nak jumpa dah kan. Tak boleh tekan next lah. Tak faham saya. Okay, ni last kali jumpa kan. Jumpa. Kalau tak jumpa, dia akan get busy signal lah. Okay, daripada telefon dapat saya jumpa ke handphone. Ke BTS dulu, dia akan jumpa ke phone lah je. Kan lah, jumpa kan. Okay, last jumpa, dapat jumpa. Tak last lagi. Oh, dia batas balik dulu sebelum bagi apa nama, sebelum dapat make call kan. Tak boleh tekan next. Guna keyboard. Tekan sini. Okay, next we sambung dekat how cell-based location service work. So the cellular system use cell ID to keep track of the cellular user by coordinating the home location register and visiting location register. So they akan coordinate. Okay, keep track the cellular user by coordinating the home location register HLR and visiting location register VLR. So dua-dua ni adalah kita panggil dia sebagai database lah. Suppose you live in Princeton, New Jersey, your HLR will indicate that Princeton is your hometown, and the Princeton VLR will have the entry for you because you make most of your call one assume from Princeton. So every time you turn on your cellular phone in Princeton, the BTS communicate with the MSC to verify that you are still in Princeton. So no location update take place. Let us assume that you travel from Princeton to Philadelphia. Okay, upon arrival in Philadelphia, you turn on your cellular phone. This cell phone will now communicate with a BTS in Philadelphia. So that will inform the MTSC about your new location. Basically, now the HLR will be updated by the MTSC to indicate that you are in Philadelphia, so that the incoming call can be routed to you. So kamu pergi mana-mana pun sebenarnya, telefon kita bagi tahu kita duduk kat mana sekarang tu. As long as kita on kita punya telefon dan communicate dengan BTS. So okay, so when a mobile unit cross a cell boundary, it start communicating with the new BTS. Kalau kamu keluar, dia akan communicate dengan new BTS, which automatically send its location update request to the new cell MTSC. So MTSC ni akan sentiasa update SLR dengan VLR lah. Sibuk lah, database ni sibuk. Okay, kena simpan lah benda ni kan. Right, so that's example lah daripada Princeton to Philadelphia. Okay. Okay, kita berhenti dulu chapter 6.2.